Hello guys, this is Jackie, your accountant on duty. For today's video, I'll be providing an overview of the so-called OPC or the one-person corporation, its special features, and the related provision of this business structure. So I hope to share with you some tips, so please stay tuned until we finish the discussion. For entrepreneurs looking to start a business, a near universal question needs to be answered is that, to begin a sole proprietorship or start a corporation. As a sole proprietorship, it offers freedom and simplicity, while a corporation protects limited liability. For many, the ideal business structure lies somewhere in between the two. Thankfully, last February 2019, the revised corporation code was introduced, and with it, the one-person corporation. The OPC can be a total game changer as it provides the entrepreneurs the ability to set up the business without additional incorporators, and at the same time secure the protection that regular corporations enjoy. This can help open up opportunities for micro, small, and medium enterprises. What is a one-person corporation? As the name implies, one-person corporation has a single stockholder who can either be a natural person, a state, or the subject of a trust entity. Unlike regular corporation, OPCs do not need multiple incorporators or a board of directors to register their business. What are the special features of an OPC? OPCs foster many advantages for entrepreneurs as they provide an easier way to establish a business in the country. Entrepreneurs who register an OPC can enjoy the following. Number 1, perpetual existence. Second, limited liability. Third, no minimum capital requirement. Fourth, open to foreign investor. And last is the complete control of business. First on the list is the perpetual existence. Prior to the introduction of the revised corporation code, corporation is generally limited to a 50-year lifespan, with a chance for renewal with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Having a perpetual existence, the corporation will continue even if a shareholders, directors, and officer may come and go. This also means that the corporation is a safer, more stable place for the investor to put their money and raises their chances that the investors will see a return of their money. The second highlight of an OPC is the limited liability. Having a separate juridical personality of a corporation means that the liability of the corporation is not a liability of the shareholders. On the other hand, because a personality of a sole proprietorship is one and the same as its owner, whatever a sole proprietorship owes, the owner also owes. There is no limit to the liability of the proprietor for the debt of the sole proprietorship. Third on the list, no minimum capital requirement. One of the highlights of the revised corporation code is the removal of the required minimum capital unless otherwise provided by the special law, such as Foreign Investment Act and other special sector that required capitalization. Although no required amount to be invested, the minimum paid-up capital of the one-person corporation is a critical financial parameter that the entrepreneurs must understand when establishing this business structure. The minimum paid-up capital is the minimum amount of money that the owner needs to inject into the company for its incorporation and operation. This stipulation ensures that an OPC has a foundation to start and sustain its business operation. The minimum paid-up capital requirement may vary depending on the jurisdiction and legal regulations. Fourth on the list is that OPC is open to foreign investors. Foreign entrepreneurs may opt to register their business as an OPC. However, restrictions may arise depending on the industry you're planning to engage with. Sample of the industries that allows 100% foreign equity are the following. Number 1, domestic enterprises with required minimum investment requirements. Second, export enterprises. Third, wellness operators. Fourth, lending companies and investment houses. And number 5, the business-to-business services with required minimum investment requirement. Under the negative list or industries that did not allow any foreign ownership are the following. Number 1, mass media except recording. Second, the retail trade enterprises except with a paid-up capital of 2.5 million US dollar. Cooperatives, private security agencies, small-scale mining, cockpits, and marine resources utilization in waters, territorial seas, and exclusive economic zone. The fifth special features of an OPC is that it offers complete control of your business. Given that an OPC can operate without needing multiple stakeholders, the director can take control over the company. Local and foreign individuals seeking to set up a company in the Philippines can take advantage of this business structure, as the incorporation has a full control and authority over the business. OPC has an ideal setup for those wanting to run their own corporation without associated risks of incurring personal liabilities, having business partners, and having less control over their business. Who will be the directors and officer of an OPC? A single stockholder shall be the sole director and president of the company. And within 15 days from the issuance of the Certificate of Incorporation, the OPC shall appoint a treasurer and a corporate secretary. The OPC shall notify the SEC within 5 days from the appointment using an appointment form as prescribed format by the SEC. The single stockholder shall not be appointed as a corporate secretary but may assume the role of a treasurer. The single stockholder assumes the position of a treasurer. A surety bond is required to be posted and maintained. The amount of the surety bond coverage depends on the amount of the authorized capital stock of the corporation, and a sample computation are as follows. A surety bond is a promise to pay one party of a certain amount if the second party fails to meet some obligations. Treasurer surety bond helps guarantee the public that the treasurer will honestly and faithfully perform their duties of their elected or appointed office. Who replaces a single stockholder in case of his death and or incapacity? In the event of his death or incapacity, a single stockholder should be replaced by a designated nominee or by an alternative nominee. A single stockholder is required to designate a nominee or an alternative nominee named in the Articles of Incorporation who shall replace this single stockholder in the event of the latter's death or incapacity. A written consent of both nominee and alternative nominee shall be attached to the application of incorporation. There are also some entities cannot form an OPC unless provided by the special law, such as number 1, licensed professionals, second, banks, non-bank financial institution and quasi-banks, third, pre-need, trusts and insurance companies, fourth, public and publicly listed companies, and the fifth one are the non-chartered government-owned and government-controlled corporation. One of the questions for OPC is that, can you convert an ordinary corporation to a one-person corporation? The answer is yes, but it requires an overall amendment of the SEC registration. When a single stockholders acquire all the stocks of an ordinary stock corporation, the latter may apply for a conversion into a one-person corporation. If the application of conversion is approved, the Commission shall issue a certificate of filing of amended articles of incorporation reflecting the conversion. The one-person corporation converted from an ordinary stock corporation shall succeed the latter and be legally responsible for all the latter's outstanding liabilities as of the date of conversion. And on the other hand, can you convert a one-person corporation to an ordinary stock corporation? The answer is yes. You can convert a one-person corporation to an ordinary stock corporation after a due notice to the Commission of such fact and circumstances leading to the conversion. And if all the requirements have been complied, the Commission shall issue a certificate of filing or amended articles of the incorporation reflecting the conversion. Given the stated positive features of an OPC, is OPC the right business structure for you? Finding the right structure for your business requires weighing both your present requirement and the future footprints of your business. As your business model reiterates, so would your need for a different legal structure in the future. And that's it! Aspiring entrepreneurs like yourself can now easily register a business in the Philippines, thanks to the more straightforward online process of SEC for OPC and corporate registration, or the so-called ease of doing business project of the government. While you cannot discuss everything in this video, one thing is clear. An OPC creates an organizational structure that keeps the best of both worlds. With an OPC, you have the freedom and control over a sole proprietorship while keeping the limited liability benefits of a regular corporation. And if you are not confident on the details, best to engage consultant who is knowledgeable in corporate law so you can discuss your corporate needs and requirements. You can also leave your comments below so we can address as soon as we can. We will prepare another set of videos for the continuation of the registration of a corporation or an OPC to the LGU and BIR level. So please hit to subscribe to receive notification. Thank you for watching.